one DJ in all of Tucson, and that's not like a humble brag. That's just according to ratings. Yeah. So technically, for 2023, this show has been the number one morning show in all of Tucson. But there's no Spider Roads here. So what's the website that you're reading this information on?
It wasn't necessarily a website. I'm not sure where I got the information.
Yeah, this sounds like you're messing around. You know that, right? Like it sounds like a big, like a funny prank. So it doesn't sound like credible or legitimate by any means.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for listening to Spider Roads. See what I see? Like it's all right. So two things. So that was the call, and then Weirdo. You know we've been doing this live stream since 9 a.m. this morning, right? I forgot to hit live. So I'm reading comments as if we were good. I'm sharing them if we were good. And I'm so sorry to all my streamers who've been on patiently for 17 minutes before I hit the 17? On button.
Oh my God, it's already 9:22.
Yeah, let's hit the reset. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, where I will continue to apologize for my lack of foresight this morning. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. What in the actual? I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally reading and sharing all of your comments. And I started off this show hot, too. And you have no idea why. And I tried to fill you in. And I am like, are you kidding me? I'm looking at this. And I thought you were giving me shit because I started the stream at 9:01. But no. 9:17. I played our show open clip. That image that you saw of the cactus was a reference to the show open that we played that you didn't even see. And I'm sorry, Nick. You didn't even get to hear me share my condolences. And I apologize on that. Oh, man, dude. Man. Oh, man. Yeah, man. It's been one. It's been an interesting day. And I do appreciate you guys joining us. And yeah, Todd was in earlier and he's not anymore. He's back home. And I've been going through some shit, man. I've been, like I had a good rant to start off the show. I don't even know if I want to relive it, but to summarize, I'd
say that we spend the rest of the podcast just napping. It's just us.
I'm not going to do that, but yes. Good morning, Stitch. Good to see you. Look at you snorting. It's a weird
day.
I know, dude. And honestly, I'm pissed at Dominic and Chris because they were supposed to be in. Chef Gary should be popping in to pick up some toys. But yeah, this whole thing, I had threats. I mean, I'm not talking about any of this. It's just been weird. Let's get that instant replay. Yes. All right. I like that idea, Anthony. We did have a good show open. And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Let's go.
Oro Valley, Tucson, an Arizona Lotus Corporation radio station. Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's right. We are live when everyone else is on vacation. We are here with you, marching towards the holidays. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning. One more week.
I know.
And then it's Christmas.
Yeah, I know. And
are you ready?
Not even close.
Me
not
either.
Even close, dude. It's like I haven't even begun. I was going to attempt to start yesterday. Ended up drinking on Saturday night, and my whole day on Sunday was in the trash. I went to bed yesterday at like 6:30.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I feel refreshed, good to go, ready to like crank out a good show. We got tickets giveaway for Burt Kreischer, tickets giveaway for the Arizona Bowl, so that's a couple things, and a lot of people jumping in, but I don't know. I don't even have any Christmas stuff up, and I think it's too late. Is it too late?
I don't think it's too late. You can do it for, leave it up for about a week after. It'll be fine.
Now, here's the deal. I mean, yes, I guess that would be the case. Leave it up till like New Year's Day or whatever. But I'm not celebrating Christmas at my house, or condo, or, crapaminium. So, I'm going up to Phoenix to see family. So,
okay, I can see.
Yeah, maybe throw up a couple like Yule logs. Do you do that? I haven't even did a fire in the fire pit right now. I don't know.
I mean, what is a Yule log anyway? It's just a log during Yule, right? Like, there's nothing special about it.
Oh, there's a Yule?
Yeah.
Right, there's a lot I got to learn today.
I don't think it starts till like the 21st.
Oh, okay.
So what? Is it solstice?
Yeah.
Solstice.
Yeah.
Winter solstice. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So there you go. So you actually could be early if you celebrate Yule.
I will learn what Yule is, and I will celebrate that just so I do something festive here for the holidays. What we did on the holidays on Saturday was the teddy bear toss game. So thanks to everybody who came out, and braved the S storm that was downtown traffic because we had the Parade of Lights.
Right. I stayed home.
Yeah.
I was going to go to the Parade of Lights, but we went to Winter Haven the night before, and the kids were pretty like, this is okay. Mom over here, though, was on a different planet.
Why?
My girl gave me an edible because I've been, experimenting with all that. And it was one of the store-bought ones.
Yeah.
So they're not super controlled.
No, they're strong.
Oh, my God. I don't know where I was, but
Did it look amazing though?
Oh, my God. It looks so good.
That's good.
And then my boyfriend also took an edible and he just kept drifting to the right. And then at one point he had me in my backpack. I was like, "Did you put me on a leash?" He's like, no, I put myself on a leash. I have no idea where I'm at right now.
Nice.
And saw the best display. I'm going to show it to you.
It's a cactus. I know.
Yeah.
It's won awards.
Oh my God.
For best
so
balls.
good.
And I know the backstory on that because I know somebody who lives in Winter Haven.
Okay.
And basically that's like a troll move towards the HOA there. And they would do this kind of stuff and to purposely kind of PO the HOV. There's a little inter-neighborhood drama there.
Oh, okay.
But instead they just doubled down and the HOV's like, well, we'll give you an award for it. Best use of balls.
And it wasn't until the next day when I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. And then I was like, oh, it's a bike. It's a bike that's leaned up, and then they did the. So that's how So definitely adding to the troll move.
Yeah.
What we just lit up the bike? I don't understand.
They're like, oh, we thought it was a giant shaft, and it's like, oh, get your mind out the gutter. That's a unicycle that actually has an oil leak. Duh. I'm like, what? Okay,
but
here's your award.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Winter Haven's it's always good. I mean, pretty much every house is decorated, and of course, you go up to the wishing tree, which we actually did this year, and wrote down our little wishes. And
nice, yeah. I feel like you did it right. First time I did Winter Haven, I actually paid for the little hayride aspect of it. Which was good too, because then you don't have to walk through the whole entire neighborhood. But being on edibles and letting those lights glow is definitely one way to do Winter Haven.
And eating some kettle corn.
Yeah,
I ate like half the bag.
Good. That sounds like fun. Well, we're gonna have fun for you guys today since we are the only live entertainment in town. A lot of stuff to get to. Of course, the tickets that we're giving away that I already mentioned, Your Morning Moron, so much more. So keep it right here. And then we're gonna play a bunch of music. And it's December. Technically, it doesn't matter what we do in December, is what they say. And so why don't I start off with a song that I downloaded. All right, we're back on. Let me reintroduce you to Chef Gary, of course. Now, okay. This is amazing. All right, so Lisa brings up the fact that Weirdo is weird for not even trying deviled eggs, right? Chef Gary was coming in this morning because I have some toys to give him for a toy drive. Yep. And he heard this, and of course, he's like a world-renowned chef. So what'd you do, Gary?
So I swung by Albertsons and picked up all the ingredients to make some deviled eggs for our friend Weirdo. And made some parking lot deviled eggs.
Yeah. How did you even boil the eggs?
I put them on the roof, on the engine.
Oh, okay.
No, they have boiled eggs in the deli.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
So
I know nothing.
Chef Gary, Chef Gary actually made deviled eggs in the parking lot of Albertsons, and Weirdo's going to try deviled eggs for the very first time.
Okay.
I'm so excited about this.
Actually, one of your production people grabbed one on the way in.
Oh, really?
Because they're tearing up the parking lot. I had to come in the Goodfellas entrance. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is explain a deviled egg to me.
Yeah, go for it.
So basically, you boil the egg, take out the yolk, and mix that with a little bit of mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, a little paprika.
Okay.
It was kind of a crunch, so
I mean,
I guarantee you it's going to be delicious.
yeah.
I
Cheers.
love deviled eggs.
it's just,
oh my God, that's really good.
it's just kind of like a hard-boiled egg on steroids.
Yeah, of course it's really good. It's a staple of like family like get-togethers for generations.
Oh my God, my farts are gonna smell so bad later.
That's great too. All right, let me get one of those bad boys, dude. I love deviled eggs. My mom knows this for a fact. I've loved deviled eggs since I was a kid, and I would like if I see it on the menu, I'm always ordering deviled eggs. But my mom knows that each and every holiday, no matter what the occasion, to make some deviled eggs.
Those
So
are you.
good.
I had like 4 in the parking lot. This is breakfast.
They're solid. Yeah, mustardy too.
Good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Very good.
You turn my day around, Gary.
Yeah,
And
we
trust
go.
me,
seriously, it's
I
been a
needed
weird one.
I needed deviled eggs today.
Mm.
I had a situation where it's a girl situation, and I had a friend with benefits that was open, and she was like, she's openly seeing other people.
Mhm.
And then I met somebody who I had a romantic interest in that I wanted to pursue a more relationship for, right?
Mhm.
And I thought we were cool on this. I thought that was the understanding. Unfortunately, I was terribly wrong, horribly wrong. And this girl saw me with the other girl this Saturday
Mhm.
and went nuclear.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now didn't go nuclear in person, so there wasn't a scene. It was unbeknownst to me until the morning when I read a barrage of text messages. And then this morning I woke up to another barrage of text messages with threats saying that her and all her friends then bombarded HR for both Arizona Lotus and the Roadrunners to get me fired and all this other nonsense. Now, I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't do anything immoral. Right. I was completely honest with this girl about everything, including the other girl, so this blindsided me to a point. And it also like really kind of hurt me too, because I'm like, fuck, dude, my luck with women has not been great this year. Right. It's been an abysmal year when it comes to dating and me, initially with my breakup and then, getting shit posted by that girl, being like a whole bunch of stuff. Right. I'm not necessarily 100% not to blame,
That's
but
part of growing, though. At least you're taking a little bit of
I'm
responsibility.
44 fucking years old, Gary. Like I'm still learning these things when I should have learned them in high school. So it's been bad, dude. It's been really bad. And then I just found out recently that everything that she said to me last night was in a drunken rage and apparently bullshit. Meanwhile, I tell the other girl about this because I think it's not bullshit, and I jeopardize that relationship. So at the end of the day, I'm stuck here with nobody, and that's what I deserve, Gary. Nobody.
And a
I
plate of
deserve to be
deviled eggs.
alone. I mean, all these.
Jesus.
Merry Christmas. The last thing was on my birthday too. I'm like, fuck, dude. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my God. Here, we're going on the air. Right, we're going to stop laughing at my pain, weirdo.
I don't know.
I know she loves it. And we're back here live on the air. Chef Gary is joining us.
What's up?
Good morning, Chef.
Good morning.
Now, earlier this morning, you may have heard me. Actually, it was around 8:45 that I was giving Weirdo crap for not ever having deviled eggs.
Uh-huh.
Chef Gary, being the fantastic chef he is, heard this on the way in, stopped by the grocery store, and made deviled eggs in the parking lot. And so I'm spitting all over the microphone right now.
Oh.
And Weirdo just had her first ever deviled egg,
Mhm.
which is amazing.
Yes, it was very good.
Yes. And yeah, give me the full report. What did you think when it hit your mouth?
I mean, good. Like I don't like I am not a wordsmith when it comes to food at
Yeah.
all. But like the yolk being whipped up, nice and creamy.
Here, you want another one?
I do.
Yeah, there you go. And then
Makes
there's okay. So what is the proper way to eat a deviled egg? Because at least on the stream, she likes to just lick out the middle.
What?
You know? Yeah.
What are you,
How do you
communist?
think I have three
What are
partners?
you talking about?
That's what she said. I mean, some people like the yolk part the best and don't like the actual eggs. I like the whole thing.
Yeah,
Um,
no, how I'm eating it now. It's good.
How many bites do you think it's going to take you to eat that deviled egg?
I just took one little one.
Right.
I think because they're on air, she's just taking little bites.
Yeah. So do you think, as chef, is it the appropriate way to eat a deviled egg is to take the whole piece in your mouth and just one big bite, or should you take multiple bites to really savor it?
I have a huge mouth, so I just take the whole thing.
Yeah, you take the whole thing. So you're eating like an egg at a time for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most deviled eggs you ate in one sitting? Do you know?
I don't know. You're drinking, you're with the family. You never really keep track.
He's probably
Anywhere
blackout.
between 12 and 24.
Yeah, isn't that funny? It's
Whoa.
like, yeah, because you don't even know while you're doing this. This happens every Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Easter, Christmas. You like, it's very odd when you like look in retrospect and you're like, man, I ate a dozen eggs yesterday. But you could easily eat a dozen eggs because they're cut in half first
Right.
off, and they're so portioned. You would never just sit there and go to a restaurant and for breakfast be like, I'll have a dozen eggs. But deviled
Well, like
eggs.
my boyfriend one morning, I was like really hungry, and like I ate like 4 scrambled eggs or whatever. He's like, that's too much. He's like, just eat like your normal 2 eggs a day. 4 is too much. And now to hear that like 12 or 24 deviled eggs is not a
they're
big
sitting
deal.
on the table. You
Yeah.
grab some chips and dip. You pop a couple eggs.
Yeah, if I was going to put together my list, and I should really, of the greatest appetizers of all time, you
Mhm.
know, deviled eggs has to be in easily top 3.
Yeah.
But arguably number 1
Mm.
out of all appetizers that are set out for a spread, any like family function. I understand that's very like kind of white people stuff, maybe. But I don't know. I think it transcends. I would hope.
It's crazy. Like 2015, 16, maybe even into the 20s. Like they were putting them on bar menus and selling like 6 of them for like $20.
Yeah.
Whatever, like gastropubs and crazy like even like dive bars would like have like deviled egg snacks.
Yeah, no, I would not eat deviled eggs in a dive bar, but I definitely have ordered fancy deviled eggs just to be like, okay, let's see what you're all about, because I know how my grandma made them. I know how I make them. And everyone has their own little like tweaks to the recipe to make them.
My God, deviled eggs date back to ancient Rome.
Oh.
That's cool.
Did you just find that out?
Oh, Spider Rhodes, dude. Yeah, he's like one of the first DJs. I forgot to mention. Oh, we're on air. Never mind.
Yeah, Spider Rhodes actually was the first DJ to introduce deviled eggs to the KFMA audience. It's a big deal with learning things today. Now, Gary, you're in here because you got a toy drive going on, right?
Yeah, so we're partners with the Community School Garden Project. It started at Monzo Elementary on the west side. It's basically a program that goes into underserved neighborhoods with schools and kind of takes them from a D or an F rating up to an A++ rating.
Nice. Yes.
It engages the kids by growing their own vegetables and fruits and raising their own chickens and ducks, and kind of gives them a purpose to go to school. So we've been involved with the program for about 6 years now. The creator of the program is Moses Thompson. He's just an amazing person, and he was a school guidance counselor that's like kind of was assigned to this school that was going to close, and there's no other schools in that neighborhood, so all these kids would have had to been shipped out. And he found out that most of the kids either live with single parents or they live with their grandparents or aunts or uncles, and he was just having a hard time engaging with them. So he started a little garden, and the kids just started showing interest, and then it became part of the curriculum. Now there's 62 statewide. It's funded by the University of Arizona, and every year we do a school drive at John B. Wright. Grant and Alvernon's a completely underserved part of Tucson, and
that's our neighborhood.
Yeah, we try to go in there and make it special. There's actually 24 different dialects that are spoken at John B. Wright because there's so many immigrants and people from all walks of life. They ship their kids to go to school there because it's such a great curriculum in that school, in that neighborhood. So we do a toy drive every year. About 400 kids come out because it's K-8. We do the toys. We cook breakfast burritos. We make take-home bags. A lot of those kids, that's going to be their only warm meal for the day. So we go out there, and I hit you up last night. I realized it was chef hours, and you were probably asleep, and I really appreciate you.
I went to bed super early yesterday. I had to sleep off this weekend for sure, but of course, it's open door policy here for you. And I think I've heard of this program through Chef Travis Peters as well. And I think that's fantastic. And not only for the toy drive to be able to help out these kids in underprivileged areas, but to teach them a trade like being able to grow food was such a necessity. And then having a passion at an early age on that. That's another way for us, everybody, as we continue to proceed into the future with, questionable food services like, big corporations.
100%.
Yeah, you could go have your own little garden so you could provide your own produce to a certain extent.
Just don't plant it in your front yard.
Yeah, no,
Right.
don't. Yeah, because I'll take it. I mean, I'm not paying $5 for a tomato. I'm taking yours. Or what? Do you think people will pee on it?
I know the government will come.
Oh, yeah.
They don't like that.
Where can people make donations if they want to be able to make donations?
You can go to the School Garden Project or go to monzoelementary.com or I think there's a link on ccharo.com.
Excellent. Well, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We'll be back with more right after this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, let's show you the bags we have. And now this is Arizona Rescue Life.
Mhm.
I want to thank them again because, we had four ginormous teddy bear bags that I donated on Saturday night for the teddy bear toss, which is great. It went right to the cause. But we did have so many teddy bears, I couldn't fit it all in my Kia. And we actually, underneath you, Weirdo, if you could help grab these bags.
There's one.
I thought there was multiple.
I'm just seeing one.
I think there was two.
Oh.
Is there not two? I thought there was two.
There you go.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a donation.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, with some other stuff. So to contribute.
So you guys were out at Manza Elementary, and then you're going to be going to the John B. Wright Elementary School?
Yeah. So,
okay, when is that?
It's Wednesday. It's actually 11:30 to 1:30. If you guys are more than welcome to come by, and
Hell yeah, I'll come by.
Come by and say hi.
That's our. I mean, my kids don't go to that school, but like that's the park we go to.
Yeah.
When the kids want to play and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's right down the street from us.
Nice, yeah. That's why I said I was like, oh, that's our neighborhood. The fact that it's right there, that's amazing, and it's awesome. So I'm glad that you guys are partner with this. And I do remember Travis talking to me in detail about this program, which I thought was great too, because again, you're just kind of raising a future generation of farmers. And, that just seems like it's a life skill that you need to have. The more friends of mine that have like chickens, which I know Nick is one of them, or grow produce successfully, the more envious I am. That's something I want, is like a garden of some sorts and be able to have a green thumb and develop a green thumb. You grow stuff in your own?
I'm the other. I take care of it after it's already grown.
I
process it.
I don't blame you either, though, because the hours that you put in, I mean, it's got to be very difficult to maintain that schedule to a certain extent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you go to U of A's agricultural website, they actually do have like a PDF of like what you can grow in our climate too, which is we've used that source so much because I want to grow all the pretty things, but not all the pretty things grow here.
Yeah, if you come by John B. Wright, we'll have the students' almanac. The program director put together this almanac, which is super cool, and it shows like everything from agrivoltaic to lunar harvesting to like everything, and it's just this cool little booklet that they give the kids in English and Spanish, and it's just a cool little program. Actually, it's a huge program that makes a big difference in all these kids' lives. So I don't know why I'm belittling it, but it's just been an amazing process to be part of that. So
and they've partnered too with like watershed management of like how to water harvest too in your yards, which is really cool.
I'm eating a double
yeah, you are.
Of course.
I mean, honestly, like that's a good video series that we should pursue. And you got to pitch this to Rico because he loves making videos for you.
Is he gone?
It's Monday.
No, he'll be in on Tuesday and Thursday. Rico's so funny that last week we had our company party on a Wednesday, right? So Thursday we were basically just doing the podcast. And then I was loaded up with like Herb and Mari. And so I didn't have room. And Rico didn't want to just drive in just do the podcast for whatever reason, even though he gets paid. Right. So I'm like, okay, you go ahead and take Thursday off. If you want to make up the hours, because I know you're going to be going on vacation soon, you come in next week, like Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Right. It's a short week. We're not doing a show on Friday.
Right?
Yeah. And you're like on the clock. You could do it, And so yesterday I text just like, hey, just a reminder, offer's still there, dude, if you want to come in. And he's like, no, Tuesday, Thursday. Okay, dude, that's your money. I'm whatever. You know what I mean? He's so weird like that. And I literally had to talk to him, be like, hey, are you liking doing this? Are we cool? And he's like, yeah. Like, I swear to God. And I'm just like, he's like, why you ask? I'm like, because it doesn't seem like it, man. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, I got other stuff. I got to make money. I'm like, I'm fucking paying you money. Like, I don't and I'm trying to argue for more money, but it's difficult when you're so strict and I'm only going to do these 2 days kind of thing.
Right.
Now we're arguing and trying to move to the afternoons. Right.
So, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. And I believe, because I do believe that we'll get a larger cume, which is total people listening. Right. Because I do believe there's more people listening in their cars during that time because the traffic is far worse in this city.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that since COVID, so many people have the luxury of being able to work from home that they're not getting in their car till at least noon. You know what I mean? Especially if they don't have kids. So, I feel like the game has changed as far as the premier slot in radio. And of course, we want resources. It's easier to get not only, my co-hosts in, right. But for other guests, like when Bert Kreischer comes to perform at the Tucson Arena, the TCC, he's not going to be in town by 8 a.m. He'll probably be in like early afternoon.
Right.
So we have a greater opportunity to get him in studio if our show is in the afternoon, a couple hours before his show, than as opposed to doing it in the morning.
Right.
What do you feel on it?
So I'm selfishly, I'm against it because it's literally the only time I get to listen to you, or whatever. I get to watch the thing while I'm driving. I don't watch it while I'm driving.
Yes,
but
usually.
I do.
Yeah.
I do watch it while I'm driving. But successfully, the drive at 5's always been that slot, right? And then you can go to concerts and you can like do live remotes and all that stuff, and you don't have to worry about being up at 4 a.m.
Live shows, yes,
right.
Like quality of life and resources are two of the strongest arguments for sure. But I will say this as well, and this was something that I was kind of talking about with friends this weekend, but was proposed by management. My manager was like, well, if you did do that, could you still like provide clips to be played on in the morning? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you want to turn this station 24/7, be figure presents, we could do that too. Right. But then I started thinking about it. Like, what does that actually mean? Well, I mean, we could still do our F My Lifes in the morning. We could still do our morning moron and load those, like record those, load those up to play on the 10s. So people who are familiar with that little break and segment will go there. We'll provide content for whoever is taking over that role. Presumably, it would be Razor. We would swap positions. Presumably, right? I don't know. I don't know if it was proposed. I don't know if they're on board. I know what I want. I know what I believe would be best for us as far as opportunity for growth, not only here in the city, but within like the company, because this company has a bunch of rock stations. And I proposed the fact that saying, hey, what we're doing here is, lightning in a bottle. I know what I'm doing. I know everyone else that you employed. Right. Throughout the entire company, I stalk them like a fucking rabid ex-girlfriend. Right. I know that they're not good, and no disrespect to them, but they suck. No disrespect to them, but they're terrible at life. No disrespect to them, but they're just not funny. No disrespect to them, but they don't know morning radio. Right. And I say this with no disrespect. So I wanted to expand the show into different markets. Boom, boom, boom. And then have like basically a weirdo in every city. So it would be a different way to kind of build a big budget morning show with small budgets per cluster, and then rethink what syndication means, right? Because you need to have a local connection to whatever audience you're broadcasting in. And I felt like I was the band to kind of lead that. And they're excited about the idea, but individual stations have individual program directors who aren't as high on me or don't know about me as they should, right? And so they're hesitant to do that with their most important slot in the morning, which is mornings. But they don't put any money in the afternoons. So the opportunity to be able to fulfill this vision is more likely in the afternoon, and they know it too, than it is in the morning. And if I want to expand this show per market and then try to build essentially a network on the West Coast that is the kind of rock and roll, representative, like that's how that's going to be accomplished. If they allow that. If they don't, I have to rethink my whole entire strategy and maybe with a different company. You know what I mean? But that's where we're at. But it's it's a lot going through my mind constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Maybe if you guys just stop playing country.
Yeah, that would help.
Started there.
There's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot of big argument across the board about programming in general. And I know, and I will give kudos to my OM who literally told me they gave up on my show. Like, go ahead. You're just going to do what you do anyways. So
Sweet.
Just go for it. So I've been taking that out as much as possible. But yeah, I am excited for the possibility of afternoons. I hope they do see that. And then honestly, picture this, dude. Like we can go to, let's say El Charro on a patio is a good setup, and not just do a live broadcast, a fucking live show, where I then include, because the show's Beef Vegan Presents. I present things and people, right? Talents. I present you as a talented chef. I present, comedians as being hilarious. I present Weirdo being the best in bed with multiple people. I present, like musicians, whatever.
Yeah.
So to do a live show and play games with the audience, interactive live games, and then have a bunch of live performers. Like in my mind, what I'm picturing is, just a fun kind of atmosphere where we could do on a Friday, leading into the weekend and things like that. So the non-traditional revenue is what they call it. The NTR potential is there as well. And so, yeah, that's my rant, and I'm sticking to it. So as much as I would miss waking up at 4 a.m, I'll say this too. I'm going to get into this story.
Still wake up at 4 a.m. to be able to go to the gym.
Yeah, I'm going to give you, we're going to get back on the air here in about 45 seconds. You're not in a rush, right?
No.
Okay, good. Because you reminded me of this story that I had interaction this weekend. I'm going to replay this phone call and then tell you what I was thinking about this. I call this Cop Lovin'. All right. Cop Lovin', Lovin is what I wrote. Because I had an interaction with a cop this weekend.
Okay.
It's not the first time, too. I've had a detective, like at the Roadrunners game, a homicide detective, pull me aside and tell me I'm so quick-witted and stuff like that. And
oh.
What?
Not like, where were you on the night of?
No. Being a fan and listens to the show every morning. It's amazing, and it blows me away. And in fact, here is the, we'll start off with the phone call, and then I'll give you my little wrap-up here. Oh, you want to hear something crazy? So this weekend I was sitting backstage during intermission of the Roadrunners game, right? And I'm on my phone just scrolling, coming from behind an ambulance. A cop shows up, and he's like 60 years old, gray haired, whatever. But he's like, do you need any help? Can I help you? Like he said aggressively, like I wasn't supposed to be there because I just looked like a normal fan. And I looked up and I was like, oh, no, I'm good. And he goes, are you beef vegan? What? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I listen to you every day, man. I love you. And then we even took a selfie together so he could send to his wife. And I'm like, what the
Did you ever think in your life you would get that reaction from cops instead of just tackling and tasing you?
It's the first time he hasn't heard, sir, I need you to leave.
Times they have a change, man. Yeah, that's a true story that happened this weekend. And shout out to the officer and thank you for listening. And I know I've had other police officers tell me they listen to the show, but normally they're kind of like a younger or something like that, all over the spectrum. But
25 to 45.
Right. I completely, felt great. Like we're turning the corner here and we're connecting with all different types of people. And I do appreciate that. It was insane though, because growing up a derelict who has a criminal record, so to speak, I put it behind me, but it still feels weird because I'm like, I feel like I think I am doing something wrong, but no, I'm not. I am actually a legal citizen and do things legally. And yeah, so it was super cool. But I will tell you this is my takeaway when I was talking to him, because I get this. If we end up not being in mornings anymore, right? Which is a possibility. And I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
It will take away from one thing that I've had in my life for now 15 years. And it is the respect that I get from strangers when they find out I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. Everyone is so like, even this officer's like, yeah, you gotta wake up at 4. Ooh, that's tough, right? I'm like, you're a cop risking your life every day. That's pretty tough. But waking up at 4 a.m. is like, that's the hard part. But yeah, if we ended up getting a easier time slot, that respect goes away
Mm.
completely. Oh, they're like, oh, you just get to go to concerts for free and you work it too. You're living the life. Everything else, though, I'm telling you, for 15 years, I was not getting paid for 7.5 of those years, right? But they still respected me, right?
You got up at 4 a.m.
Yes, dude. And that's only something that somebody who wakes up that early would receive from a stranger, is finding that out.
Yeah. I think the last time I woke up at 4 a.m., I was awake from the night before.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. No, I think the biggest the biggest moment that somebody was like, oh my God, look at you go, was the day of the Electric Callboy concert. Because I got up at 4:30 in the morning, and then we had this like crazy day, super awesome experience. And then it wasn't until yesterday that my boyfriend and I realized, like, no, we pulled a 24-hour day because we didn't get home till 4 a.m.
Ugh.
Yeah, but it was also a really fun day. So like selfishly, I'm like, no, because I got to have a really cool experience. But because of my job, thank God we were off the next day.
Yeah.
I think we double recorded. So it was
saved
like,
it, but there goes that respect's taken away now. We were off the next day. So you didn't impress anybody. If you would have said you did a show the next day, respect, bro. You would have got respect from strangers from all over the globe, no matter what the conditions. I'm talking
we came back in. We came in for the broadcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Rest.
First part of respect, not the whole. All right, we got your beef tip coming up after these words. Stick around. It's Rock 102.1. Clear. But yeah, that was, when he said that to me, I initially thought that. I was just like, yeah, that's.
Did he recognize your face, or did he recognize your voice?
He recognized I don't know. It could have been either, because he, when he's like, can I help you? And like I said, aggressively, like, what are you doing back here? Because where I was underneath the TCC out back where they have the ambulance and where the Zambonis go. It's behind the scenes where they put the tour buses.
Right.
And it was intermission. So I was just sitting there and kind of just scrolling through, just sticking around. It was a Friday night. It was boring. And yeah, so he came at me like, what are you doing here? Because I look like a fan. And I just looked up and I'm like, oh, I'm good. And he goes, immediately, wait, are you beef vegan? And honestly, like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, do I have a warrant? Is it under that name? Can warrants go under my stage name? For the record, I don't know. But no, I did not.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we did end up BSing a little bit. He hates the other guy.
Go figure.
Yeah, this guy might as well be a streamer. We had all the same talking points of our OGs. Like he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not that I wasn't shocked that he was a cop. He was an older gentleman. He was probably a few years away from retirement.
Yeah.
And a cop, and that his wife listens to. It's like, that's fucking amazing.
That is cool, man.
Yeah, dude. And that's what we want. That's what we want to create, like, not just cop radio, but
cop radio.
Yeah, a radio show that, no matter what your background, you can enjoy and be a part of. It's pretty huge. So I did feel pretty accomplished on that. And that was a high this weekend. And then the lows came like a tsunami.
Ugh,
I know.
I can't believe that happened, man.
I know, man.
I don't know, whatever. I still don't understand women. I guess, dear.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever you want.
As being a woman who also dates women, I don't understand. I just don't understand humans.
Yeah.
Like in general, right? Because like I do know some dudes that have like pulled some like petty bullshit like this too. So
yeah, well, and luckily, like I've been transparent with Weirdo every step of the way, so she knows. She's
I know too much.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm telling too much. If you want me to hold some back.
No, I'm being very sarcastic with that. Like,
Are you not entertained?
I am very entertained.
It'll be good if you ever like show up missing.
Well,
you'll have all the info.
It's unfortunate because there'd be several suspects. It wouldn't be an open and shut case. Yeah, that's the problem. And I'm like, and I was telling Todd and Weirdo off the air, the oddest part about it is my self-esteem. My self-esteem is just like, like, why would you even care? Like, isn't it a blessing if you get rid of me? I'm like a fucking troll. Like, what are you doing? Why do you like so? And that's Christ. I know that's the internal conflict, dude.
I think you need to give someone real special a hug yourself.
Yeah, I do. Apparently, I do. And I'm like, well, you know what?
You can't expect anybody to love you until you love yourself.
I'm gonna blame though. I'm gonna blame the Tucson economy in general. You know, like I really am because
Okay.
look, I'm again living paycheck to paycheck, fugly at best. You know, 44, and yes, I mean I'm open and honest, and I have a sense of humor. That's pretty much it. That's all I got going on for me. And if I'm like a top commodity in this town is fucked. You know what I mean? Like I know there's guys out there driving Jaguars and shit. They're not driving them in Tucson. Like, isn't there other guys? Whatever. So I'm done with that rant. So let's end it with a beef tip.
What's
It's been the weirdest.
was it the economy of like
day.
available men?
Yes.
Oh, not like the actual economy.
You know, I mean, I think there's a correlation. There's a connection there somewhere. I'm just reaching. I'm coming up with theories. And they're not good theories, Chef Gary. We're back here live on the air. It's Rock 102.1. We gotta wrap things up, unfortunately. But like all this week, we're gonna have a lot of fun, you know, and it is the holidays, gearing up for the holidays. So Chef Gary is doing a toy drive for a very good cause. That cause again is
School Garden Project. We will be at John B. Wright Elementary on Wednesday, handing out some goodie bags, Christmas presents, and some breakfast burritos for the kiddos.
nice. Yes, and
Santa might show up.
And how do people donate again? If they
You can go to schoolgardenproject.com or go to ccharo.com. Links on the page.
Nice. Yes. All right. Well, with that, before we wrap things up and pass things off to Robin Nash, I do want to give you a beef tip. The beef tip today is the rudest things you could do at a holiday party. Did you do your holiday party yet, or are you doing it in January?
We haven't done it yet.
All right. So good.
Yeah.
Good timing. And you can tell your your employees not to do any of this. Number one, and the rudest things you can do at a holiday party, bringing a +1 without mentioning it. Right. Or if you're weirdo, bringing a +3.
I told them.
Okay, well,
And
I'm
it was
just saying-
approved.
Well, you had to tell them ahead of time because you brought an army, you know, and you
Entourage.
brought a whole half a table, and
I
you know, good thing it wasn't plated and it was buffet. But still, I'm glad you gave a heads up because they would have been like, whoa, our capacity is only 200. They're exceeding it. All right. So number 2, hiding a mess. Like if you spilled red wine on a carpet or couch, just fess up and clean it. I know you've hosted plenty of holiday parties and people do that all the time. So don't do that. Number 3, skipping the dress code. If the party specifically mentions ugly sweaters or holiday attire, stick to the theme.
Mm-hmm.
You're not special. Don't try to be that way. Number 4, showing up empty handed. Oh, you should always bring a gift for the host, which makes me want to throw a party because I just like
Free
gifts.
stuff.
Yeah, I need free stuff. And finally, 5th and final, rudest thing you could do at a holiday party, getting too drunk. You want to space out your drinks and have water in between, you know, but that's just a tip in life in general.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants the person to be too drunk at a party. You don't want to be that guy. So top 5 rudest things you could do at a holiday party. Try to avoid those, and happy holidays. We're done for today, but I appreciate everyone for listening. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you
Good little
wish
45-minute
on a
podcast.
side of beef,
Flew by
it soon
today.
will come and end to all your
Thank you,
grief.
guys.
But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Babuski.